Hi everybody, welcome to Mellow in Japan. I'm Mellow. This is Riding with Mellow, episode 6. And today I want to talk about cars and trucks in Japan. As you know, in Japan, people drive on the left. And there's a lot of different cars in Japan. A lot of brands. The biggest brand in Japan, of course, Toyota, which is the biggest car maker in the world. And in Japan you have something very special. As you can see, the little car coming right there, it has a yellow plate. It has only a 660 cylinder engine, 3-cylinder engine. Very small engine, kinda like a motorcycle. Those cars are affordable, very economic, and very popular in Japan. Most of the cars in Japan have the yellow plate. Because in Japan they charge you little taxes for, maybe $80 a year. While this car right in my front here has a white plate. That pays probably about $500 or $600 every year in taxes. So in Japan it's a little different than other countries. The bigger the engine, the more taxes you pay for. Today we'll be riding from Takarazuka to Nishinomiya. And as you can see in the video, there's a lot of white, yellow plate cars. See, another one and another one. So it'll be nice because this ride here is about 10 kilometers. So you'll be able to see all kinds of cars and trucks. You know, if you're into cars, I think you have some nice information. So in Japan, number 1, Toyota. Number 2, Nissan. I believe number 3, probably Honda. And then comes Mitsubishi and Suzuki and the other brands. Also very popular, Daihatsu. Daihatsu only makes, most cars are Keiji Dosha. Keiji Dosha means light car, which are these little cars, the 660cc cars. You know, then the government really gets you into buy them because they're much cheaper and a lot less taxes and headaches. Also, you don't need, I said that before in another video, you don't need proof of parking to have one. Unlike the white plates, you gotta have a proof of parking to have a car. So you have to rent a place, have a contract and everything, just to have your car even before you have it. And so the taxes varies from $80 a month to $300 to $600, and probably even close to $1,000 if you have like a nice Mercedes and a Maserati or something like that. You know, the bigger the engine, the more money you pay for. So most people try to keep those Keiji Dosha or just the yellow plate cars, you know, or a K car to make it short, the case. And gasoline in Japan is kind of affordable. Of course, not so cheap like many countries, but it's about 140 yen per liter. It's about $1.30 per liter, or something around almost $5 a gallon. Something like that. Around $5 a gallon, yes. And that van passing by there, it's like the American SUV. Japanese, they don't have many SUVs, so the guys have many minivans, like that one, the other one passing there. So it's either a Keiji Dosha or a minivan, like a soccer mom van, as they call in America. In Japan, it's pretty popular. Those minivans, 7-passenger. Also, you see a lot of Mercedes. Many Japanese have a Mercedes here. And unlike America, you see also French cars here, which you don't see in America. Renault, Peugeot, Citroën. Not that many, but you see some in Japan. Volkswagen is kind of popular, but from the imported cars, I think the BMWs and Mercedes probably are the most popular. Of course, on the luxury side. On the economy side, probably Volkswagen, and they also have unimported, of course. But Prius is very popular. See, two Prius right there, like back to back. So many Priuses, because Prius are because gasoline is not so cheap. So hybrids here are a big thing in Japan. So many, and now Toyota is making almost everything hybrid. Most of their cars are hybrid. I wish they invested on electric cars like Tesla, but so far they don't believe in the technology yet. But very soon they're gonna change their mind, because the future is electric. I think the future is electric. We see some Teslas in Japan, not many, but you see. Also Volvo is around. There's a Volvo dealer over there. But the imported ones, I think most, especially the luxury, are the Beamers. Beamers they call Bimi in Japanese. Japanese call BMWs Bimi. And Mercedes I think they call Benz. Yeah, they call Benz, something like that. Similar, because they changed their names of their stuff too. In Japanese, their English is a little different, so. So there's a lot of variety in the cars, and the way I told you, most of the cars are vans, like that one, see? And the Keiji Doshas. Very, very popular in Japan. Motorcycles are too popular in Japan, too. Especially the scooters. There's too many scooters in Japan. They're really affordable, cheap. Tax is only $20 a year. Insurance is only $70 a year. Basic insurance for the scooter. Also insurance in the cars here, it varies on the time you have the license and your age. Of course, if you're under 23, 24, it's not going to be cheap. But if you're over 35, it's really affordable. I have a Keiji Dosha right now, pretty similar to that one right in the front of us. And I pay only $50 a tanto. It's the same one. Little different than one, but it's the same one, tanto. Maybe a little newer. And I pay $50 a month. Of course, it's liability, it's not full cover, but still, if it was full cover, maybe $80 a month. But because I'm a trucker, I never had an accident, so look at that freaking guy. Those Suzuki's too, they're very nice. Small. As you can see, most of the cars are small in Japan, because the roads are narrow, so you don't see many big cars here. There's some SUVs, of course, but because of the price of gasoline, SUVs here, some are diesel. Even the minis are diesel, like that one. Mini diesels. And it's a different market, And as you can see, most of the cars in Japan, they have less than 10 years old. Because in Japan, it's a small country, And the economy here runs very well. People make decent money. So they don't keep old cars much, because old cars in Japan also can be a little expensive, because they will charge you a recycling fee every year, something around $100 every time you renew. I'm not sure if when you pay the tax or if you renew the shaken, you have to pay like $100 extra if your car is older than 10 years. They make you pay that, because if the car goes like to a junkyard or something, something like that. I'm not 100% sure about that deal, but they charge this recycling fee for older cars. So having an old car in Japan is not really worth it. You better have a newer car. We just passed up. There was a Rolls Royce right there, but I don't think you could see in the video. So I also have some Jeeps, not that many. And Japanese, they actually like some cars when the steering wheel is on the left side, like the American way. because for them it's really like exotic. This Jeep here, let me see. Yeah, this Jeep has the right side, so. But you see many Mercedes and BMWs with the wheel on the left side. Also Cadillacs, they have some Cadillacs here, not that many. Some Corvettes sometimes, Camaros, Dodges, of course. But the funny thing about Japan, you don't see many American cars here. You see all these cars, there's only the Jeep is American, everything is Japanese, as you can see right there. And there's many cars on the video right now. You know, American cars in Japan, I don't know why, probably because of the gas mileage they get. And Japanese, they really into their own cars, you know. If they buy imported, I think they buy Mercedes and Beamers. You know, even Cadillacs you don't see as many, very few Caddies. And Chevrolets, very rare. Ford just came, I'm not sure if it happened already, but Ford was supposed to come out of Japan because they only sold like 5,000 vehicles in a year, which is like nothing. It's a loss, you know. If a company sells 5,000 cars, like they're losing money because they can profit with that. So the Japanese market is a little different for cars. Yeah, I would say 95% of the, at least 95% or 90% of the cars in Japan are Japanese cars. And something you don't see in Japan, then you can actually see a lot in America, are the, how do you call, Hyundais and Kias. Kia and Hyundai are Korean companies. They're not in Japan. I know Japan had a war with Korea, you know, people don't, but you see a lot of restaurants, Korean restaurants in Japan, but you don't see their cars here for some reason. Even their electronics, there's not so much like the other countries, you know. It's interesting how these things are. Japanese really like Harley Davidson too. You see, there's many Harley Davidson shops around. Also, another brand you see a lot in Japan, if you come to Kobe especially, Maserati. And you see some Bentleys too, like especially Kobe. This area here is Amagasaki going to Nishinomiya right now. And wow, Kobe, there's so many rich people, so many amazing cars over there. You see Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Rolls Royces and Bentleys like on a daily basis, you know. And if you look on the right, you'll be able to see the Shinkansen passing by. That's the bullet train right there, passing by us. Bye bye. It's kind of slow because it's just coming from Osaka to Kobe and it's kind of close, so it wasn't that fast, maybe 100 kilometers an hour. But that thing gets 200 miles an hour easily, so normally it goes really fast. So the cars, so I was saying, you also see some a lot of Audis, many Audis in Japan. Audis are very popular, Audi, and also Maserati I told you already. What else is popular here? Oh, Dodge Ram. That's something you don't see every day. Right there, Dodge Ram, and probably there's another American van right there, but you don't see those very often in Japan though.